Figure skating has dramatically changed in style throughout the years. When the women get underway tomorrow, we'll see an ever-increasing dosage of high-wire athleticism to go with the riveting artistry of the sport. Women's figure skating is probably the most popular event at the Olympics now. And here's the story of Sonja Henie, the one who perhaps got the whole thing jump-started. She finished last at the 1924 Olympics at the age of 11, but went on to win gold medals in the next 3 Olympic Games. She left her native Norway to become a Hollywood star, though her desire for wealth and fame offended many around her. She was beauty in motion and a hot-tempered prima donna. She was Sonja Henie, the Queen of Ice. Sonja was born in Oslo, Norway in 1912, the favored child of Wilhelm Henie. Papa Henie, as he was known, was a wealthy furrier who doted on the young Sonja while pushing her to excel in figure skating.
Her father was always saying, meet Sonja, the world champion, the best there ever is, or ever will be.
At the 1928 St. Moritz Olympics, the 15-year-old Sonja Henie displayed an artistic flair never before seen in Olympic competition. There, she won her first gold medal.
She had a gracefulness. She was like some kind of fairy on the ice.
In 1932 at the Lake Placid Games, Sonja amazed the crowds once more, winning her second Olympic title. By this time, Sonja was a star not only in her homeland of Norway, but throughout the world.
This is a good opportunity for me to send my greetings to my American public and also thank them for a beautiful car.
The 1936 Olympics, held in Germany, only heightened the world's adoration for Sonja. She captured her 3rd consecutive gold medal at age 23, something no one is yet to equal.
She was the favorite of all Norwegians. In my life, there are 3 Sonjas. There's my wife, the Queen of Norway, which is also Sonja, and Sonja Henie.
But at those games, rumors spread regarding Sonja's alleged romantic involvement with German Chancellor Adolf Hitler.
And then she went and did a Hitler salute during the Olympic Games and shook hands with Hitler, and then she was invited to his Berchtesgaden home up on the hill, and she became his, everybody said, his girlfriend.
To this day, there is disagreement about the extent of their relationship. Many speculate that Hitler was just one more stepping stone for Sonja, another path to even greater fame.
And she was just like 2 people, like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. She was a beautiful little doll on the ice, and she really knew how to perform. But the split second she was off the ice, she was like 2 people. She was very nasty, very selfish.
She was not a very complicated personality. She was very outspoken. She was very straightforward. She did not hide her vulgarity at times.
After the 1936 Olympic Games, Sonja turned her Olympic gold into money, touring the United States in ice shows.
Chicago Stadium never had a prettier show, and this first-nighter audience, restricted to servicemen, their mothers, wives, or sweethearts, is a 22,000 jam-packed cheering section for Sonja Henie's Hollywood Ice Review. And just twixt you and me, an ice-stravaganza to top them all, with a star of the show, Sonja Henie, and her leading man, Buford McCusker, never in better form. Hawaii's traditional hula dance comes in for the Sonja Henie treatment, and how the ice withstands this tar and terpsichore is something we wouldn't know.
In 1937, her father was instrumental in persuading 20th Century Fox to sign Sonja to a contract for over $200,000. Her first film, 1 in a Million with Don Amici, proved Sonja could transform her skating routines to the big screen. Sonja would go on to make 11 movies in 12 years, including her famous Sun Valley Serenade. And in 1939, she was ranked as the 3rd most popular movie star behind Clark Gable and Shirley Temple. Sonja was one of America's sweethearts, romantically linked with many of the leading men of her time, including Tyrone Power. Sonja seemingly had everything she desired: men, money, jewels, furs, and fame.
She had millions of dollars worth of jewelry. She was crazy about jewelry. Much worse than Elizabeth Taylor.
She was through and through a very genuine woman. And she could be very full of sympathy. She took good care of people that came to visit her. But of course she could be very vulgar, and also that I liked very much. She had the language of the streets here in Oslo.
Sonja Henie died of leukemia in 1969 at the age of 57 en route to her native Norway. Sonja is many things to many people. Above all, Sonja Henie is one of the finest figure skaters the world has ever seen, an athlete whose artistic grace and flair made her sport the marquee event it is today. A skater whose name is synonymous with perfection, a woman forever blessed with the title Queen of Ice. And how's this for life imitating art, or vice versa? Henie's co-star in the movie The Countess of Monte Cristo, Michael Kirby, is planning a film about Sonja Henie's life. His plan? To ask Tonya Harding to play Henie, because Kirby sees similarities in the two skaters' personalities. Well, coming up, it was...
By the time the sun had set over Northern Lights Hall in Hamar, all the skaters had gone back to the athletes' village. But earlier today, the ladies had a chance to run through their technical programs.
For these skaters, each practice gets more important the closer they get to the competition. Oksana Baiul gets stronger with each practice session. For someone 16 years old, it is amazing how sophisticated, mature, and elegant she is. Surya Bonaly skating very strong. Her strength is technical skating, jumping, and spinning. She struggled a little bit today, but she still looks very good. Chen Lu from China. When she arrived here, she was struggling with the triple Lutz, but she solved most of her problems and is skating very well, especially in the technical program. You never know what to expect from José Chouinard from Canada, but this triple Lutz double toe loop was gorgeous, and it set the pace for the rest of her technical run through today. For Tonya Harding, well, she had a few problems. The reason you practice in the main rink and the reason these are so important is to get a feel for the ice and positioning on the ice. She seemed to be lost in this opening pass towards triple Lutz.
This is the ladies' first time in the main rink in 2 days.
Any confusion on placement of the ice can take all of your concentration away, and with a lack of concentration comes disaster. What's important to note here is for Tonya Harding, she has not completed one technical program run through clean since she's arrived here in Hamar, and you can't make any mistakes in the technical program.
Tonya took some time to talk with her coach, Diane Rawlinson, and then back on the ice.
About a minute later, she picked up her routine, but it's still, she doesn't look comfortable, she doesn't look confident.
Is her injured right ankle a problem?
It seems on the worst days that she has on the ice, that's when the ankle's bothering her the most. But watch the landing on this double flip jump. This is a relatively easy jump, and there's kind of a little lack of balance on the landing. That shows that she's not really sure where she is in the air. And you don't want to doubt double flips, because that's the easiest jump in this program. Beautiful double axel there. But then on this spin, she quits. You've got to fight for every element, and you've got to fight for every run through, because the closer you get to competition, the more important they are, especially in front of a very relaxed Nancy Kerrigan.
And then it was
ice dancing, but as Jim just said, what starts tomorrow, one of the most highly charged and anticipated competitions to ever take the Olympic stage. Women's figure skating finally gets going. The Nancy Kerrigan-Tonya Harding drama has threatened to dwarf and maybe engulf the actual skating. But finally, it's time to skate. And Rosalynn Sumners, how will the Kerrigan-Harding melodrama affect the judging?
Well, like you were saying, it's sort of overshadowed the rest of the event. I think for the general public, but for us who are really into skating and who know skating, it really hasn't, because we're so excited to see the rest of them. And I think when it comes to the judging, I think those judges know more than ever they have to judge this fair. They really do.
Kerrigan will not get any sympathy vote.
I don't think so, no. I think she's going to have to go out and skate, especially because of her disastrous finish last year at the Worlds. I think they're going to expect her, no matter what, to go out and prove herself.
There could be a possibility, though, that Tonya Harding could be cast as an immediate villain before she's even been accused of anything, let alone convicted.
Well, let's hope not. I mean, I think that those judges really have to judge what's out there on the ice, and I'm sure they're being told that every single day. I'm sure they're in meetings. They've also gone to all the practices, so they've also maybe even done some prejudging according to practices, which, again, might not be fair, but again, that's skating.
The U.S. didn't medal at the '93 Worlds for the first time at the Worlds in 24 years, so Harding or Kerrigan,
Right.
neither one was certainly a lock to medal, let alone win the gold, right?
Neither one really... 2 months ago was a favorite to win the gold medal. I think because of what happened off ice, now all of a sudden their names are obviously in the forefront, but you can't count out the rest of the skaters.
Right, and talking about the rest of the field badly overshadowed, let's take a look at it now and see what you think.
Well, Lu Chen actually is one of the only skaters to really blend the artistry with the jumps. She's a little young, doesn't have the experience of the other ones, but when she's on, she's actually unbeatable. Of course, Surya Bonaly, who isn't known for her artistry, is known solely for her jumps. A little erratic on the style, but she's athletic and she does the back flip, and they love her. She's 4-time European champion. She knows how to do it under pressure. And of course, Oksana Baiul, who's young, came out of nowhere. She has so much fun when she's out there, and she really works the crowd. She knows how to work the judges. She had little growing problems this year and grew like 4 inches, so the jumps might be a problem for her. And of course, Katarina Witt. And what can you say? She knows she's not going after a medal, but I think everyone's going to be so excited to just see her out there on the ice.
Tonya Harding didn't complete her long or short program in practice. Does that mean anything?
That can be a training problem. When you are training, you have to go through that just as if you're in competition. Because especially when you get out there and you're under those lights and you're under that pressure and you know you're down to those last 4 minutes of your career, you really have to rely on training.
Real quickly, with Nancy Kerrigan, you know people who know her very well, the Discover Card on Ice series that you're in. What do you think her frame of mind is? Some people say she is not a happy camper now.
Well, I'm sure she's not happy with all that's been going on, but I mean, she's a tough girl. She's trained hard this year, and she's going to have to rely on that training, and she's just going to they all have to just put all this out of their mind and just go skate.
In 2 words, who's going to win the gold medal?
Oh my goodness, I can't do that in 2 words. I wish all of them could win.
Just the first name and the last.
Oksana.
Oh,
Baiul.
okay. She will be a household word. Thanks. We'll talk to you, of course, throughout the week. This thing will only get more intense. Fred and I, though, will be back to wrap up day.
Fact said, let the skating begin. Connie Chung has been following the story from Tonya's end, and she joins us now for more. Welcome, Connie.
Thank you, Greg.
On Sunday, Tonya Harding walked out of an interview with you. Some said that that was a sign that she had lost control. Others feel that it shows that she's very much in control of her situation. Do you subscribe to either of those theories?
I think she is in control. I mean, she's a feisty little gal. You know her. You've interviewed her. She knew what she wanted to say and what questions she didn't want to answer, and she just came forward and said, I don't want to answer that question, I don't want to answer that question, and by the time the last question came, she simply said, I'm done with this. She took off her mic, and she walked out. She didn't storm out the way some people have characterized it, but she's very clear, I think, on who she is, and she likes herself. She even said during a previous interview that she likes who she is. I mean, most people are insecure, you know, and think, well, I shoulda, coulda, woulda done this or that. She's not like that. She knows exactly who she is. She once said that she's the Charles Barkley of figure skating, and I think that's what she believes.
She insisted to you that she is the center of all the attention, not because of the controversy, but because she is a member of the U.S. Olympic team. Does that tell you anything about her state of mind?
Well, that's why I pressed her on that, because I was a little incredulous myself. I kept saying, no, but you know it's because of the controversy. You know it's because of the attack. But she would not buy into that at all. She was firm about why she was here and what she wanted to talk about, and she would not at all agree to the fact that the attention that she's getting has to do with the skating controversy. I think that in some ways, because she is under the aegis of the USOC and the U.S. Figure Skating Association, in some ways she is trying to fit that image. So because she's here for the Olympics, she was determined to fit that image.
What has she told you that you found most interesting, that maybe surprised you the most about her?
Well, I think that what continues to surprise me is that both she and her coach and everyone around her says that she actually skates better under adversity, which is astounding. I mean, you would think that once you get on the ice, you would still have these problems carried on your shoulders. But she says she skates better because that is her refuge. The ice is her refuge. As soon as she gets on the ice, she can put her problems behind her. I don't know if we've seen evidence of that. I mean, her practices have been mixed. Sometimes she's nailing those triple axels, and sometimes she isn't. I guess we can only see when she gets on the ice tomorrow night.
Connie, thank you.
All right, thank you, Greg.
Tomorrow night, Harding and the rest of the lady figure skaters will hit the ice at the Northern Lights Hall.
Face-off in Lillehammer, one of the most anticipated athletic events in history. Jim Hill joins us live from Lillehammer with a preview of their performance. Jim.
Bree, thank you very much. And as we were just talking about, this is the day that everyone here at the Winter Olympic Games have been waiting for. The technical portion of the women's figure skating contest, with all eyes, of course, on Nancy Kerrigan and Tonya Harding. Now, there will be a lot of people who will be watching that know a great deal about this particular event. And there will be even more people who really don't know that much about it, but they will be watching because of all the controversy surrounding these two ladies. But as everyone will find out, controversy aside, this sport has a great deal of style and grace. The last workout. Harding, wearing all black, did an in-your-face leap and fell hard. Kerrigan, in white and blue, skated loosely and apparently indifferent to Tanya, the other competitors, and the whirlwind swirling around the pair.
Well, I think they're very different kinds of skaters. I think Tanya is an athlete with incredible brute strength. I don't find her terribly beautiful to watch or graceful. Nancy is very stately, very grand, and has a lot of poise, and is a little more fragile looking.
Frank Carroll is a 30-year veteran of the sport of figure skating. Past students include Linda Frontiani and Christopher Bowman. His current pupil, Olympic alternate Michelle Kwan. But you wonder, what does it take to win an Olympic gold medal? A routine that includes a variety of jumps and leaps and loops. The triple salcho, named after a Swedish gold medalist. The skater goes forward on the left foot and hops into a half turn. Moving backward, she takes off on the left foot, kicks out with the right, and makes 3 revolutions and lands on the right foot. In the triple Lutz, the skater starts with the backward approach, gets high with a toe kick, makes 3 revolutions and lands on the right foot. The triple loop is powered by the right leg. The skater leaps, makes 3 revolutions and lands on the right foot. And finally, the triple axel, the toughest jump in skating. Gliding on the right foot, the skater steps off with the left, makes 3.5 revolutions and lands on the right. And Tonya Harding is one of only a few skaters ever to do this in competition.
I don't know whether she'll risk it in the original program or not, but she's probably the only skater who can do it.
What about their chances of winning? Well, Carroll has his favorite.
I think if I had to make a choice, I'd pick Kerrigan over Harding this time around.
And so now the time has come. Put all the controversy and all those things aside. It is time for everyone to get on the ice and let their performance speak for itself. Oh, by the way, Tonya Harding will skate 8th, and Nancy Kerrigan got a great spot. She goes next to last. A little bit later on in sports, I'll be back with all of the highlights.
Earlier today, Germany's Katarina Witt took one last practice run. Witt, a sentimental choice among figure skating fans, won Olympic gold in 1984 and 88. France's athletic Surya Bonaly has been working with a Russian choreographer to polish her routine. Bonaly's had spotty practices lately, though, recently missing 5 straight tries at the triple axel. The favorite, 16-year-old Oksana Baiul from the Ukraine. Baiul has also had weak practices, but if she repeats the grace that helped her win the World Championships, she could come away with a gold medal. So, just who are you pulling for tomorrow night, Tonya Harding or Nancy Kerrigan? We put that question to 500 LA residents in tonight's exclusive KCBS Action News Bullet Poll. The results aren't really all that surprising. Tonya Harding managed to get support from only 14% of the people, but Nancy Kerrigan had 69% pulling for her. Everybody else said they'll root for somebody else, or they just weren't quite sure at this point.
No doubt about who's the favorite in Massachusetts. That's Nancy Kerrigan's home state. In her hometown of Stoneham, the support is evident. There are signs. Nancy, we're proud of you. Go for the gold. But in an exclusive CBS interview tonight, Nancy Kerrigan says she can't live up to the expectations of others.
I get disappointed when I miss something because I know I can do it, you know, and I know I can stand up. Well, why did I fall? And there's a reason. I dropped my arm, or I rolled my toe over, or something. And so then I go back and I'll do it the next time. And
Kerrigan says she's ready to skate tomorrow night, but does she wish Tonya Harding well? She says she wants everyone to skate well. Folks in Portland also hope Tonya Harding skates well. And tonight some of them are building up a real appetite for tomorrow's competition. Our Drew Griffin is standing by live in Portland. Drew?
Maria, I haven't seen any signs around town yet, but I did talk to the head of the Tonya Harding fan club tonight. Elaine Stamp says Tonya Harding will pull through, and there will be a big party in this town tomorrow night to watch the technical portion of the program. Well, you can bet that that party will not be at Portland's East Bank Saloon.
We probably sold probably close to about 50 to 70, I guess.
Not Your Average Role Model has been a hot seller since it first appeared here 5 days ago. The bar that pokes fun at its tarnished Olympian and politician will celebrate Tonya's big skate with what else? An Olympic special.
Okay, the specials, we have a club sandwich with chicken soup.
No, they are not Harding fans here at the East Bank, but they are fans. They do watch. Some even hope their hometown hopeful does well.
I think she should skate, and if she does well and wins, then she should. She deserves it.
Then there are those like Byron Rose, who proudly wears his T-shirt and hopes it's all over soon.
Here in Portland, you see all the fans and everything nationally, but we don't really care. I mean, what? She's not even ranked.
This town really is ready for the skating to begin. The Portland Oregonian headline today was, "It's time to get technical." Tonya Harding will skate tomorrow night's program to Much Ado About Nothing. Bree, many in this town think that this will be much ado about nothing once the skating does take place.
All right, lots of folks are ready for it to be over. You're right. Thank you, Drew.
Earned respectable scores, but not high enough to put her within reach of a medal. The standing room only crowd was polite, but no more than that. As Harding left the ice, she avoided reporters' questions.
Well, I was not informed of this.
Harding's scores put her behind Katarina Witt, and as other contenders skated, she fell further back. Surya Bonaly of France impressed the crowd and the judges with
Nancy Kerrigan's turn.
They skate back-to-back in practice. It's a lot of pressure for Nancy. She has been so relaxed, so confident. And this technical program has been so easy for her since she arrived. This jump right here is the key to the competition. Triple Lutz, double toe loop for every one of the contenders for a medal. Triple Lutz is the hardest jump being attempted in the technical program. And if you want to win, you have to land it. This showed great presence of mind. Nancy Kerrigan's skate came untied, and she still hit the spiral right on the music. That's knowing your program.
And for those who anticipated a dramatic head-to-head confrontation tomorrow night, we've got bad news. By order of a skate draw, Tonya Harding will skate very early in the evening. Nancy Kerrigan is the last of the contenders to skate.
It's conceivable where Nancy Kerrigan, nice double axel, Nancy Kerrigan might not be in the building when Tonya Harding skates. I consider this technical program that Nancy has to be very intelligent. And what I mean by that, it's beautifully paced. The choreography is absolutely ideal for her. And once she gets past that triple Lutz double toe combination, it's just great skating. All Nancy has to do to be in it for a gold medal is to finish in the top 3 in the technical program. That counts for 1/3 of the total score. If she skates this program clean, I don't think there are 2 women in the event that can beat her. Confident, relaxed, and very well prepared. Look for a clean technical program from Nancy Kerrigan tomorrow night. She's skating beautifully.
The ladies' technical program. One day to go. You'll see it tomorrow night.
Coming up, Nancy Kerrigan talks about tomorrow's figure skating appearance. And later,
you hope that you peak at the right times, but in practice by now I'm not learning anything new. It's just kind of keeping in shaping, you know, focusing, remembering certain moves to make things happen the way I want them to.
When we talked last month in Boston, you said the rink was a safe haven for you because it kind of got you away from everything. But it hasn't been that way since you've been here.
That happens at every competition. The press is there. It's different than at home training. It's nothing I expected them to be there, whether I was hitting any or not. They're at the competition watching and paying attention to what's going on. So it's nothing new.
Your brother Michael told me Nancy's tough.
Mm-hmm.
And yet I think you project this other image that everything is elegance and sweetness. Do you think of yourself as tough?
Yeah, definitely. It's because of the family and the background I've had. I mean, I'm a strong person.
You played hockey with your brothers.
It's so blown out of proportion.
Is it?
I'm not good at hockey. I mean, I can skate faster than most of the guys on lots of teams probably, but I can't. Once I get the puck, I don't always know what to do with it. So.
Yeah, but at least you can
I know what to do with it, I just can't.
If everybody is expecting all of these things from you, that already adds to whatever it is you have on your mind.
No, it doesn't, because I only expect what I can do and what I want myself to do, and I can't live to everyone else's expectations of me. I try sometimes, but I mean, I can only do my best.
What do you expect of yourself?
I skate because I like to skate and it is fun. And I get disappointed when I miss something because I know I can do it, you know, and I know I can stand up. Well, why did I fall? And there's a reason. I dropped my arm or I rolled my toe over or something. And so then I go back and I'll do it the next time. And I just, I've worked really hard to be here all year for 18 years, and especially in the last month and a half. So, I don't know, I expect myself to go out there and make myself happy and do what I've trained to do.
If you skate for fun, does competition make it less fun?
No, because there's a crowd and I love to perform.
You said your leg still had a small bump on it. Is it still there? Yeah,
it's getting a lot smaller though. It was, when I first got here, it was pretty big, and because I hadn't had therapy in a few days from traveling and things, but we've been working on it every day before practice and sometimes after practice, so it's getting smaller.
And there's no problem with the lack of self-confidence in your ability to land your jumps?
Oh no. It was there. There was a bump there, but it doesn't stop me from doing anything. It's just in the long run we want to keep the scar tissue down, because if I didn't work on it, it could eventually, it wouldn't bother me right now, but eventually pull my kneecap off to the side instead of straight up and down, which can cause problem. But for now, it's great. I mean, it doesn't keep me from doing anything.
Have you thought, in the time leading up to you being here, that without all the uproar, you could have been just another athlete here instead of being like one of the focuses of the media attention?
No. I'm coming back to my second Olympics, and I was a medal winner from the '92 games, so I think there still would have been intention, you know, on me just for that fact alone. So I think it's probably a little bit more, but I don't know, it's too bad. There's the media standing around every day watching practice. It's the same thing every day, you know. There's so many other stories to cover and to see, and I think they might be missing some stuff, some good stuff.
we mentioned earlier.
Detroit today, someone attacked a U.S. Olympic figure skater just weeks before the
Police released the first composite sketches of Nancy Kerrigan's attack.
Detroit police released two slightly different sketches of the man.
The man charged with attacking Nancy Kerrigan turned himself in.
Tonya Harding makes a stunning admission about the Nancy room.
Tonya Harding herself may have found out which room Kerrigan was staying in.
They're going to let her skate.
Finally, the past is past. All that matters is what happens on the ice. No lawyers, administrators, or investigators. Two women divided by a common goal. Nancy and Tanya. Tanya and Nancy, their names linked forever, have to produce. Their task made no easier by the presence of other great champions. Katarina Witt, who has never lost at the Olympics. Oksana Baiul, the Ukrainian teenager and world champion. And Surya Bonaly, the four-time European champion. Together, they skate under the brightest glare of these games. While far from the taint of scandal, Bonnie Blair skates too, on different ice with another goal, to become the first American woman to win 5 Olympic gold medals. Here at the 17th Olympic Winter Games, the eyes of the world are fixed on a night not soon to be forgotten. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Day 12 of the Winter Olympics and to CBS's continuing coverage. I'm Greg Gumbel at the International Broadcast Center in Lillehammer. Here in Norway, it was a magnificent day today with bright sunshine and temperatures reaching into the 20s, and for Norway, that's balmy. We know the weather back home is making news, and wherever you are, we hope that you are safe and that you are warm. Tonight, we have in store for you some of the most anticipated events of these games. Speed skating with Bonnie Blair in the 1,000 meters. Alberto Tomba on the slopes of Hafjell in the giant slalom. But our coverage begins tonight with the ladies figure skating technical program. For more, let's send you out to Hamar and Verne Lundquist and Scott Hamilton.
The Northern Lights Hall was built in what once was a quiet little residential area of the town of Hamar. No longer. It's an intimate little arena. It seats only 6,000, but 5,000 or so are still outside, waiting to get cleared through security and get inside, where tonight we present the ladies technical program, the first part of the ladies competition. The technical program, 2 minutes and 40 seconds in length, 1/3 of the total score, and there are 8 required elements. Skating now, 24-year-old Lilly Lee, born and raised in Alexandria, Virginia, to Korean parents. She trains in Colorado Springs. Lilly has dual citizenship, and she is here skating as the Korean champion, her first Olympic Games.
Lilly Lee has beautiful presentation. The one thing that gives her trouble is triple jumps. Opening with a combination triple loop. She almost hangs onto it, minor deduction there.
You talk about someone with an unforgettable Olympic experience. Lilly Lee will have a story to tell her grandchildren. By luck of the draw, she was assigned to the warm-up group with the Americans. That means Kerrigan and Harding. She said she's never had so much attention in her life.
She was pretty overwhelmed throughout the training sessions since she's arrived. One reporter actually asked her if he could wire her for sound so she would record any conversation between Tanya and Nancy in the dressing room.
To her everlasting credit, she turned him down flat.
Another required jump, a double axel. Great example of straight line footwork here. This is one of 2 required step sequences in this technical program. Very nice job for Lilly Lee.
Oh, that's terrific. She moves one to alliteration, the very lovely Lilly Lee. 24 years of age and her first Olympic Games. She's had quite a 10 days. A young woman with a little more experience in this kind of environment. 2-time Olympic champion Katarina Witt takes to the ice. Be a moment before she skates. First, we'll have the scores for Lilly Lee. Later tonight, the ladies' technical program, Tonya Harding of the United States and Surya Bonaly of France. And then in the final group of the evening, and what a power-packed group this is. Chen Lu, Tanya Shevchenko from Germany, the world champion Oksana Baiul, Yuka Sato from Japan, and Nancy Kerrigan.
Where is she? Hi. You were nervous. I was nervous. Like Colorado Springs.
There are 2 sets of marks. Here are the first set from the 9 judges. These for required elements.
And I'm so proud of Lilly. She fought for that combination, just a 2/10 deduction. She's been struggling with it all week. All in all, I think she's very, very happy with what she did out there tonight.
4-7, 4-3, 4-5, 4-3, 4-0. I wish I had nailed the hoop. Yeah, I do too. It felt good, and then I just 4-2. was hesitant.
That's her coach, Kathy Casey, that Lily's talking with, and the second set of marks.
And these are very good for Lilly. 5-0. She's a beautiful presentation skater, great lines and good spins. Good job, Lilly.
On the ice, Yuta Muller on the left, Katarina Witt on the right. If you were with us last night, you know what's coming next.
4-9, 4-7, 4-6, 4-7, 4-7.
It'll be a hand pat between Frau Muller and Katarina. As Katarina has decided to go for reinstatement, she is back in the Olympics. She struggled with this technical program at the Europeans in Copenhagen less than a month ago. But she still does have a radiance about her, does she not? Katarina Witt. And she skates to the music of Robin Hood.
What's kept Katarina from competing with the best skaters in the world is that she doesn't do a triple Lutz combination. She does an easier one. It's coming up right here, a triple toe loop into double toe loop, perfectly done. Required double axel here. Oh!
Katarina was born behind what was then the Iron Curtain in East Germany, and she's competing tonight in her 3rd Olympic Games. Won the gold in Sarajevo, won the gold in Calgary. Her mom and dad never saw her compete. They were never allowed permission to leave East Germany, and they are in attendance tonight.
What what I've enjoyed so much about Katarina's participation in this Olympic Games is she knows that she's a way long shot for a medal, and she's here to enjoy the experience, to participate, to be an Olympian for a united Germany. She's a joy to watch. Love this sport.
That's her mom, Kata, her dad, Manfred. The first time they've seen Katarina compete in the Olympic Games. My, what a wonderful moment.
Another look at this triple toe loop, double toe loop. Free, easy, big, carries the speed. 1 foot, reaches back, easy double toe loop. And if you're used to watching her skate, you know sometimes in competition she can get tight, but every element in this program was delivered with ease. She looks so relaxed.
The first set of marks for Katarina Witt.
4-9. Most of the top women competing tonight, all of the top women competing tonight for medals will be doing the triple Lutz combination. The triple toe loop makes this program easier, thus the lower mark. No deduction in this program, but you'll notice the second mark should go way up. Being professional for 6 years tends to bring something out in someone's performance ability.
And the second set of marks, these for presentation, and they do improve.
Again, I think the 5.3s go on the difficulty of the program. The 5.7s show her quality. She's got to be absolutely thrilled with what she was able to accomplish tonight. She did her job. She was probably just hoping for more from the judges.
Earlier this evening, Tonya Harding arrived at Northern Lights Hall. When we return, she'll be competing. And Nancy Kerrigan will compete in the last group of the night. It has been a tortured and circuitous path, but she is here and she is on Olympic ice. The United States national champion, Tonya Harding. This the beginning of a lengthy warm-up period and a very important period for her getting ready to perform.
She's been having a lot of trouble with the technical program since she arrived. Not one clean run through. Look here at double axel, an easy jump for her. She has a triple. She's not doing it here tonight.
That double axel is one of the 8 required elements in the technical program for ladies. Scott, why don't you take us through the list?
Well, there are 3 spins of various types, 2 footwork sequences, a double jump. This is easy for everybody. A little more challenging is the double axel, which you just saw Tonya do, and the last one is the crucial one. This is the only time you'll see any of these women doing triples in this program, and if you want to compete for medals here, if you want to be in contention, you've got to do a triple Lutz.
The triple Lutz is one of the easiest jumps to spot because of the long running edge into the corner and then the vault. Long running edge in the left foot, reach back, vault with the right. It works like a pole vault, stopping your momentum for a millisecond, throwing me into the air for the rotation and the landing. The triple Lutz is the second most difficult jump. Because of this takeoff, timing is crucial. Again, the long running edge into the corner, reach back with the right foot. Now it's easy to see this in slow motion, but let's take a look at it in real speed. It is over that quick. The triple Lutz, the jump that will make the difference in the ladies' program tonight.
And Tonya Harding has just started warming up the triple Lutz.
Warm-up is so important to the confidence you take into your program. She'll reach back with the right foot. She hangs on to that, not a great landing. She has to do a double toe loop on the landing of that triple Lutz, and she's going to have to hit it a lot cleaner than that in order to assure herself a solid combination.
Tonya Harding is getting ready to skate. Earlier this evening, Katarina Witt skated and then chatted with Tracy Wilson.
Katarina, when you landed your double axel, I was sitting up in the stands, I could hear you yell. Was that out of relief?
I was really happy because the combination went so well in the double axel, especially after this mistake at the Europeans. It's always in the back of your mind, you know, that I did a mistake there. So I was just really happy after the double axel.
What was it like having your parents in the audience tonight?
It was wonderful. Yesterday my parents arrived and my dad was standing here on the ice rink and he smiled so much and I felt, God, I was so happy that they're here, and I felt like this is the first time really they're seeing a competition far away, especially the Olympics. So I was very glad they're here and very proud, and I'm so proud that I skated well for them especially.
Looking ahead to the free skate, I understand you have something special planned for the long program.
Well, my long program is the song which Pete Seeger wrote, Where Have All the Flowers Gone? And I'm remembering here Sarajevo in '84, where I did my first Olympics, and I have so great memories to the city, about the people, and I just wanted to make a statement here. Look, we all want to live in peace, and that's why I chose this music.
Great. Thanks, Katarina.
Back for the warm-up, and Tonya Harding with the triple Lutz.
Another pass at it. Nope. She looks a little tight on the takeoff. It looks like her upper body, she's trying to pull it in before she gets all the way off the ice. You've got to let the jump happen first. This is split-second timing. Everything has to be in perfect order in order for you to be able to hit this jump solid. You're in the air less than 1 second, and everything happens on the takeoff. If you don't get off the ice well, it's going to take a lot of strength and determination to save the jump. If she gets past the triple Lutz, she should do the rest of the program clean, and being that the Lutz is such a hard combination, she should get some pretty good marks.
One final try.
30 seconds left in this warm-up. You do not want to miss your last try, and she doubles it.
How unnerving was that?
Very unnerving, but Tonya's one that I think can shut off everything around her. She's, you know, a big game skater. If there's a program to accomplish, she's going to give it every chance. I don't think she's going to be totally affected by the warm-up. One more pass, no time left in warm-up. This is the last chance she's going to have at this combination, and she doubles it again.
When we return, Natalie Krieg, followed by Tonya Harding. 16-year-old Natalie Krieg from Biel, Switzerland, is the next to skate. And she does so to the music from a movie, A River Runs Through It.
Her opening jump, a double axel. She really has a hard time with the jumps, it seems. But what a spinner. Natalie's combination is triple toe loop into double toe loop. She hangs on to it.
And here's where she's an expert. Natalie did a program for European television last spring and they had her see how long she could spin. 3 minutes and 22 seconds.
It's amazing. Element in this technical program is a combination spin that is amazing.
Well, there is charming proof that the sport is not all about jumping. Natalie Krieg. Biel, Switzerland. She waits for her marks, and Tonya Harding, who is asthmatic, gets a bit of help from the inhaler and is on the ice.
She is truly special when it comes to the spins. Flexibility, ingenuity. Awesome to watch.
Now the first set of marks, these for required elements from the 9 judges.
And when the judges are watching these programs, they set their base mark on the difficulty of the program. You get a lot more credit for jumps than you do for spins, and that double axel fall at the beginning of the program cost her half a point. And you can see the difference in the presentation marks, the deduction of the double axel. She has a bright future.
5-1, Thank you.
Among those in attendance already in their seats, Brenda and Daniel Kerrigan. Their daughter Nancy has not yet arrived. And on the ice, Tonya Harding. I assume she has chosen her music with unintentional irony. Whatever the case, she skates to music from the movie Much Ado About Nothing.
Her very first element is the triple Lutz that she had so much trouble with in the warm-up. She has to be thoroughly positive, completely aggressive. This is a very difficult jump. Triple Lutz, step in between, only a 2/10 deduction there. more known for her athletic ability than her artistic ability. If anything's going to hurt her in this competition, it's deductions in the technical program and the second mark. Here, it looks like she's very tired, and she's going to need the strength, all the strength that she can muster to pull off this double axel. When you're tired and jumping, it's so difficult. Nicely done.
It wasn't clean, but it was close to clean. And rather lukewarm applause from the audience.
With all the problems she's been having on that triple lunge, I think she should be pretty satisfied that she was able to do what she did, and with just the turnout and the 0.2 of a point deduction.
Thank you.
She gets good air. She has good air position. Right there, she gets in a little bit of trouble. She was just a little bit past it with her hip. You've got to be completely square to the entrance. Watch her left hip on the way down. She was in good position here. Right there, it's just a little bit past it on the rotation, and she couldn't hang on to the landing. 0.2 deduction.
Thank you.
Her footwork is not one of her strengths, the artistry of the program, and the judges are really paying attention to this. You can tell by Alexei Urmanov, his win over Elvis Stoico. They're very conservative and they like the artistry. At the end of the program, she was very tired and she was still able to pull off a very nice double axel. Jumping and athleticism is her strength. It's the second mark, the presentation mark, that could hurt her.
She's allergic to flowers.
First set of marks, these for required elements for Tonya Harding.
And these are a lot lower than I expected. 4 8s from two of the judges. They must have taken more than 2/10 off for that triple Lutz. There was that bobble on the double flip. If she put her foot down and didn't have control of that landing, there's another 2/10, and these really add up. Let's look at the landing here. She has to have control, and it looks like that foot is sneaking back, and that 2-foot touchdown right there cost her another 2/10. Those deductions really add up. The marks for presentation are actually very good. It shows that the judges were really ready to give her the marks if she would have skated clean. But I think these are going to take her out of contention. She's going to have to hope that the 7 top women in the world make a lot of mistakes later on in the competition.
Those marks place her below Katarina Witt. We'll be right back. When this tiny arena was completed 2 years ago along the Corn Via, and that's the road to the corn silos in the residential area of Hamar, no one dreamed that on a frigid February night, so much worldwide attention would be focused on this spot. The Northern Lights Hall seats only 6,000 people. The Norwegians, if you can imagine, thought that was too many at one time by 1,500 seats. They don't believe that anymore. Among those in attendance tonight, the 1992 Olympic gold medalist Kristi Yamaguchi. Nancy Kerrigan has not yet arrived in Northern Lights Hall. Good evening once again, everybody. I'm Verne Lundquist along with Scott Hamilton. Tonya Harding did compete already, Scott, and she did not skate nearly as well as she had hoped.
Well, with this skating order, I thought that Tonya Harding would set the pace for the rest of the field contending for medals. But right now, she's ranked behind Katarina Witt, who really felt that she had no shot at a medal.
2 mandatory deductions really hurt Tonya Harding. Let's take a look at the first one, the triple Lutz. She reaches back, everything looks good, she's in the air fine, but her left hip is a little bit open, past the rotation, over-rotated, can't hang on to the landing, mandatory 2/10 deduction. Her second problem came later in the program. Easy jump, double flip. Again, you have to show control in the landing. She gets a little bit past it, has to step back here, another mandatory 2/10 deduction. All this before the top 6 women of the world take the ice to compete tonight, led by Oksana Baiul, the reigning world champion. Nancy Kerrigan is listed 5th in this list. That's where she finished at last year's World Championships, and she will skate last among the medal contenders tonight.
There's the world champion, Oksana Baiul. She is here to compete in her first Olympic Games. Yuka Sato of Japan competing in her second. Tonya Harding, by the way, has declined our request for an interview. 4-time European champion Surya Bonaly is next to skate, and she had a really rough warm-up.
This is very hazardous. This is what the skaters affectionately call a waxel. She's taken off forward. Her foot slips completely out from under her. There's no way you can recover from that, and that can really strip away your confidence.
Now 20 years of age, a 4-time European champion and one of the gold medal favorites, Surya Bonaly from France.
For her jumps and spins. Surya has really improved artistically over the last few years. Each year she gets better and better.
Less than a month ago, she won the European title in Copenhagen and defeated world champion Oksana Baiul in the process.
Her opening jump, it's a combination triple Lutz into double toe loop. Triple Lutz, perfect. Next, the jump she missed in warm-up, the double axel. She has to keep her weight going forward.
Looks like the warm-up woes have been forgotten.
Element, a death drop, 6-spin, no deductions. This is as well as I've ever seen Surya Bonaly skate.
And it is as much as I have ever seen her reach out and touch the audience. She had a playful quality to that performance that we've not seen before. And a radiant smile to accompany it.
And this is a combination you can only dream about when fantasizing about performing in the Olympic Games. Perfect height, great air position, the flow out of it. 1 foot landing, reaches back and does an easy double toe loop. That's as well as she can do that combination. She waxeled in the warm-up, but this double axel is very clean. Again, she steps up, 2.5 revolutions, 1 foot landing, great flow out of the jump.
We realize many of you tonight are probably not constantly exposed to figure skating. We thought we'd bring you up to date on how to keep score. First, you add the 2 marks by each judge, and there are 9 judges in all. Then you compare the judges' total for the other skaters. For example, let's take a judge's card. Suppose that Nancy Kerrigan is given a 5-7 for the required elements, Surya Bonaly a 5-7 for the required elements. The second set comes into play, the 5-8 for Kerrigan given by this judge and 5-7 for Bonaly. Then you add those 2 up. 11-5 beats 11-4. The skaters are ranked by the judges. An ordinal is given. Nancy Kerrigan in this case gets the first place ordinal. Surya Bonaly gets the second. If you get 5 first place ordinals from the 9 judges, you win that portion of the competition. Easy. Now the marks. Surya Bonaly.
This technical program is a do-or-die competition. Any deductions can cost you, and these are excellent marks.
Surya is the adopted daughter of Suzanne and Georges Bonaly. Her ever-present mother, Suzanne, standing by and looking at the scoreboard.
The last thing she said to Surya before she went on the ice, she said, do a big triple, and that's as big as Surya can jump. Straight first places across the board.
Those marks do put Surya Bonaly on top. Katarina Witt drops to second. And a few moments ago, Nancy Kerrigan arrived in the hall. When we come back to Hamar, Nancy Kerrigan will skate. The focal point of the Olympic attention is on the Northern Lights Hall tonight, the ladies' technical program. And it began with the return to Olympic ice of Katarina Witt.
And on the ice, representing Germany, Katarina Witt.
Katarina skated beautifully. She didn't think she figured into the medals here, but after she hit everything in this program clean, she's in second place behind Surya Bonaly and might figure into the medal contenders.
Gonna do it.
But Tonya Harding didn't do it.
Triple jumps are all split-second timing. She almost had this triple Lutz, but she didn't. Mandatory deductions really hurt her marks, and she has to hope that the top skaters have problems as well, or in about an hour, her medal chances could be over.
And then a young lady from France enhanced her medal possibilities.
We've seen Surya Bonaly improve every year, and this technical program was the performance of her life. Every element delivered perfectly. She sits in first place.
The final group of skaters is now being introduced at the Northern Lights Hall for their 6-minute warm-up period.
Yuka Sato, Japan. Nancy Kerrigan, United States.
Crowd reaction brought a little smile to her face. The current standings have Surya Bonaly in first place, followed by Katarina Witt. José Chouinard of Canada is third, and Tonya Harding of the United States is fourth. Tonya Harding skated much earlier this evening. She is upstairs in a private box watching the remainder of the competition.
Nancy's just been unbelievable this week. I think she has a little adrenaline flowing right now. I know in my Olympic experience, the warm-up for the technical program, I was a mess. So she'll calm down. She's been skating so well. What's important to note here is that the marks between Surya Bonaly and Katarina Witt, there's a lot of room in there. A lot of skaters can get in, but I think Surya Bonaly, it's safe to say that she has set the standard tonight. And these women have got to skate clean in order to be competitive with Surya Bonaly.
The current world champion, 16-year-old Oksana Baiul, is also in this last group. She is the one woman on the ice that Nancy Kerrigan has never beaten in competition.
It's easy to remember as you watch Oksana Baiul get ready to go to practice in the morning, walk with friends and other skaters in the afternoon,
What's this?
and dance through the evening, that she has just turned 16. What's not so easy to keep in mind is how much she has gained and how much she has lost in this young life. She can't remember when she began skating, and there's no one to remind her.
I don't remember my first steps, but since I was 5 or 6 years old, I already knew how to do many things. There was a park with a rink where I spent many hours, and I have many memories.
She never knew her father. He disappeared when she was 2 and is presumed dead. A beloved grandmother died 5 years ago. And most tragic was the death of her mother in 1991 to ovarian cancer. Oksana was just 13. The only one to care for her was her coach. But in 1992, he left Ukraine for a job in Canada. Through an intermediary, he asked Galina Smievskaya, Viktor Petrenko's coach, if she would accept a new pupil.
I said that without talking to her parents, I didn't even want to look at her. And when I heard I had nobody to talk to, because she had no one, my hair on my hands and on my head stood on end.
Baiul became not merely a student, but a member of Galina's family. And a new life began that surprised everyone. A girl who finished 12th in the 1991 Soviet Championships finished 2nd 2 years later at the European Championships. And then, in her first ever appearance at the World Championships last March in Prague, accomplished something virtually unheard of. She won.
Nobody comes out of nowhere to win a world championship a year before the Olympic Games and is instantly the favorite to win. It just doesn't happen. Not in this day and age.
Where are you from?
I'm from Odessa.
I'm from Odessa. Repeat after me.
I'm from Odessa.
I'm from Odessa.
She lives in Odessa, but this is where she was born, Dnipropetrovsk in central Ukraine. We were told that she still has a key to the home where she lived with her mother. We asked, but she would not show us that place. You have to remember that this 16-year-old who could be everyone's daughter, in fact, is no one's.
I feel my mother is with me all the time, that she's still crossing my path. And I feel that if she were alive today, she would be as happy for me as I am.
In her first Olympic Games, Oksana Baiul.
It's amazing to me that she watched the last Olympic Games on television. She has so many wonderful qualities. Maturity, 16 years old. She's already a world champion. She skates with such sophistication.
By draw, Oksana Baiul will be the 3rd to skate in the final group. Chen Lu is 1st. Tanya Shevchenko of Germany will be 2nd, followed by Baiul. Yuka Sato of Japan, and finally Nancy Kerrigan, the last of the contenders to skate this evening.
Well, we've said it all night. The triple Lutz is the key to this competition. Nancy Kerrigan is warming hers up, looking like she's in complete control.
When we return, Chen Lu of China will be on the ice. Chen Lu was 6th in the Olympic Games in Albertville 2 years ago. She was 3rd in the world following that in 1992 in Oakland, 3rd in the world last year in Prague, and she's still only 17. Here is the technical program of Chen Lu of China. She will skate to Claire de Lune.
mixes all the elements of everything that makes women's figure skating so enjoyable to watch. Beautiful artistry, great athletic ability. Her opening move is a triple Lutz double toe loop. She's been having trouble with it. Triple Lutz, double toe, and she over-rotated. She was too close to the wall. That'll be a 2/10 deduction. Double axel. And the final spin, the classic spin for all women figure skaters, the layback.
They have such a gentle quality about it. Chen Lu, the youngest daughter of an ice hockey player and a table tennis player in China.
Another look at the triple Lutz. She got in the air fine, a little too close to the wall. The ice here is big, but I guess it's just not big enough. She's over-rotated there. She's up against the wall, and she just tried to sneak it in and couldn't do it. 2/10 deduction. Another look. Now look at the feet. Watch the landing. She has to land on one foot. Her right foot has to be clean. It is, but she's too close to the wall. You can see just how close she is there. She almost hit on the landing of the triple Lutz and over-rotated the double toe loop.
Here are the first set of marks for Chen Lu.
And these are very good. Again, it's a minor deduction. She completed the element, just over-rotated and couldn't hang on to the landing on the second jump. You can see it here, and this is from the corner camera. Nice height in the triple Lutz, came around and to squeak it around. Now that's a movable camera, but he couldn't move his camera fast enough, and she couldn't get the double toe loop in on time.
And there were visions of Midori Ito in the camera pit that flashed through people's minds. The second set of marks for Chen Lu.
And these really reflect her quality on the ice. That program is mesmerizing.
Those marks put Chen Lu in second behind Surya Bonaly. Katarina Witt drops to third. When we return, Tanya Shevchenko and the world champion Oksana Baiul.
Representing Germany, Tanya Shevchenko.
She's now the German national champion, though she is only 16. She grew up idolizing Katarina Witt. Now she skates with her. Here is Tanya Shevchenko from Düsseldorf.
She originally planned to do a triple Lutz here, but she's been really having trouble with it in practice, so the intelligent thing to do here is to change it to a jump you have more faith in. Triple loop, double toe loop, very smart move. up a double axel.
Tanya Shevchenko has had an inconsistent season. She won the German championship over Katarina Witt. She also defeated Oksana Baiul in an international competition called the Nations Cup. But when the World Junior Championships were held at Colorado Springs, she finished 4th. The winner of that event, Michelle Kwan, is here as the first alternate of the U.S. team.
Artistically, a sharp contrast from Chen Lu, and I think it's just what this audience needed.
May have been just what Tanya Shevchenko needed. Oksana Baiul, also 16 years of age, getting ready to skate.
It is so important to skate clean in these technical programs. She was missing the Lutz all week, so what do? Go to a jump you have faith in. Triple loop, great height, great air position, good speed out of the jump, and wonderful flow out of the double toe loop. Very intelligent move. You have to skate clean in this technical program. No deductions.
The first set of marks, these for required elements.
And these are very good. These would be higher with a triple Lutz combination. The triple loop is safe. It's so important not to make any mistakes.
Ja, den Anfang, ich denke manchmal, irgendwie bist du auch auf der falschen Seite. Also war irgendwie so ein Durcheinander.
And the second set.
These go down a little bit when you see the maturity of a Chen Lu compared to the vivaciousness of a Tanya Shevchenko. Some of the judges like to be mesmerized, and you can see there's the difference. She's third to Chen Lu and Surya Bonaly.
Tanya Shevchenko gets 6th, third place votes. That's where she is in the current standings, trailing Surya Bonaly and Chen Lu, with Katarina Witt in 4th, Jose Chouinard 5th, and Tonya Harding now dropping to 6th position and getting ready for her first Olympic competition.
Oksana Baiul.
Now living in Odessa in the Ukraine, Oksana Baiul.
This is one thing she does that most of the other competitors don't. She waits until she's ready to go. She doesn't want to be rushed by the PA announcer. When she's ready, she goes to her starting position.
Music is Tchaikovsky's. It's Swan Lake.
Artistically, she's flawless. Never out of position. Skates with great speed. Her opening combination is crucial. Triple Lutz and a double toe. Triple Lutz, a slight 2 foot on the landing there. It'll be interesting to see which judges take the mark off.
Even with the slight flaw, it was breathtaking. Oksana Baiul.
When analyzing a skater, sometimes you get tired of looking what's right with their skating and look for what's wrong with their skating. And there's not much wrong with Oksana Baiul's skating. She's always in a perfect artistic position. Choreography is great. Technique, everything is wonderful. Another look at the combination. When you're skating cautious, sometimes the other foot comes down. Good height on this jump, good air position, but on the way down, just right there, the second toe hits. The judges will take 2/10 off the first mark. Once again, you'll see good air position. She's rotating. This is good right here. Good height and everything else. But on the way down, her left toe just touches right there. 2/10 deduction.
Всем привет. Всем привет.
Here, the first set of marks for required elements.
And these are very good. You can see where the deduction came off with the 5-4 and the 5-5. But there is so many wonderful qualities to her skating. Great technique, great presentation.
Her coach, Galina Smievskaya, on the right-hand side. Galina, of course, also Victor Petrenko's coach and mother-in-law. And now, the second set of marks.
No question, these are first place marks. 7 out of the 9 judges gave her the first place ordinal. She is in the lead.
Surya Bonaly is in second, followed by Chen Lu. When we return, Yuka Sato of Japan and Nancy Kerrigan from the United States. She celebrated her 21st birthday earlier this week. She is appearing in her second Olympic Games, and she is the Japanese champion. Here is Yuka Sato.
extremely well. Her opening move, her combination triple Lutz into triple toe loop. Single Lutz, that is so bad. That's an omission. You're supposed to at least do a double jump in this combination. When you don't complete the rotation, it's a severe deduction, 0.6. Double axel, nice recovery. She says she chose this music because it makes her happy. This is a great straight line footwork sequence. It's one of the best in the event.
Well, she's a charmer, and that's a tough way to start with the omission of a combination jump. Yuka Sato, who spends part of the year in Ottawa with her coach Peter Dunfield.
And this is every skater's nightmare. This is split-second timing. It's called a pop. You're thinking you're going to triple, and it goes, nope. All of a sudden, a reflex action takes over. You know it's not going to happen. You just open up and single the jump.
The last time Nancy Kerrigan competed was on this ice at the pirouetting competition in late October. She won that event. And she's ready to skate again. But first, we wait for the marks for Yuka Sato. The required elements marks for Yuka Sato.
And again, you can only imagine without that 0.6 deduction what those would be. Overall, the program is very strong, but that error is very costly.
The marks for presentation.
And these do reflect the quality of the program. The spins were solid. The double axel was good. Presentation speed. I know she wants that triple Lutz back. She's been hitting it all week.
That puts Yuka Sato for the moment in 6th place. Oksana Baiul still the leader, followed by Surya Bonaly. It's been a long wait. Here's Nancy Kerrigan.
This program is everything it needs to be.
artistic, beautiful speed skating, but she needs to get past this combination. Triple Lutz into double toe loop. Triple Lutz, double toe loop, beautifully done. Move a double axel.
Brenda and Daniel Kerrigan. Evie and Mary Scottfold, her coach and choreographer.
You work so hard and you hope the preparation is enough. Triple Lutz. Look at this landing, clean 1 foot double toe loop. Great speed out of that. She has been skating so well and you just hope that it happens. Tonya Harding's reaction. The only other difficult element of this program is a double axel, air position, and flow out. Beautifully delivered technical program.
Brenda and Daniel Kerrigan. Her mother, as I think most of you know, is legally blind, but she can sense beauty.
What?
It was also sharp. Just a teeny speck, huh? Yeah, you can tell.
Flowers. That was fun.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Here are the first set of marks for Nancy Kerrigan.
I don't know what Great Britain and the Czech Republic we're looking at. There were no deductions in that program.
Look at Brand.
Second set of marks. Nancy Kerrigan is atop the leaderboard with 7 of 9 ordinals. She has won the technical program. Oksana Baiul is second. Surya Bonaly is third. Tonya Harding is 10th. They've just posted it on the scoreboard. And Daniel and Brenda Kerrigan know their daughter Nancy is in the lead of the ladies' competition at the Olympic Games. We'll talk with Nancy when we return. At the end of the technical program, Nancy Kerrigan of the United States leads Oksana Baiul of Ukraine. Surya Bonaly is third. Nancy Kerrigan is with Tracy Wilson.
Nancy, with all that's been going on in the last weeks, how were you able to put it all out of your mind and focus on your performance like you did tonight?
I've been working for this for a long time, and especially since I got back to training in July, and this is my goal, to come here and skate my best. And I had one little bobble in the middle. I was just doing nothing, just a move, but I think it went really well.
The element that's so important, of course, is the combination. And how did you feel you did with the triple Lutz double toe?
Well, I mean, I came out of it great, and going in, I thought, geez, I'm a little slow. Make sure you bend. But it came out, and it was great. I was really happy.
Let's take a look at it. We have it on the monitor here. You can talk us through it.
Well, thank goodness I was right on top of my toe, and just pulled that double toe after. I was wait for a smile just to make sure, okay, I'm on my feet now. I have a grin. It was fun.
When you came into the room, you said, okay, I'm halfway there.
Yeah.
Looking ahead to your long program, do you feel as confident about the long program as you did in the short?
Definitely. When I competed with it here in November, it's probably one of the best longs I've ever done, and even more ready for it now than I was then. And actually, this is the first year I've had a couple mistakes with my short, and usually I'm a short program skater, but this year I feel more confident with the long.
Great. Thanks, Nancy.
Thank you.
This was a night of ladies skating we'll not soon forget. And it sets up a Friday night free skate we look forward to with great anticipation. By skating brilliantly, Nancy Kerrigan has claimed the lead. The charming Oksana Baiul is a close second. She's with Tracy Wilson, and Victor Petrenko is the interpreter.
Oksana, did you like the way you skated tonight?
Оксана, тебе нравится, как ты каталась сегодня?
Мне, в принципе, понравилась моя программа. Ну, я считаю, что я ее откатала не в полную силу, в которую я могу. Это касание на каскаде. Буду стараться лучше катать.
Actually, she liked the skating tonight, but she wasn't happy with that little mistake which she made. I mean, the two-step on the landing after in the combination. Well, and she will try getting better next time.
Coming into the Olympic Games as a defending world champion, did you feel more pressure?
Значит, Олимпийские игры подходящие, это практически то же, что и чемпионат мира. Ты чувствовала напряжение, волнение?
Нет, мне здесь было намного легче кататься, чем на чемпионате мира. И я очень сильно чувствовала поддержку зрителей.
She feel much relaxed than last year, and she was feeling how the people help her with all that crowd.
All right, thank you very much.
The standings after the technical program: Kerrigan in first, Baiul second, and Bonaly third, followed by Chen Lu, Shevchenko, and Katarina Witt. Tonya Harding wound up 10th. Mathematically, she may still have a chance for a medal. Realistically, those hopes are gone.
Pressure was on. 1 billion people around the world sat in front of their TV sets tonight to watch one of the most anticipated athletic events ever.
I'm here to win.
But tonight, Tonya Harding didn't live up to her promise. As for Nancy Kerrigan, she let her skating do the talking. Tonight, a tale of two skaters, a tale of two dreams. One soars, the other sinks.
Good evening, everybody, and thanks very much for joining us. As she lay there sprawled on the ice, clutching her knee nearly 2 months ago, Nancy Kerrigan's Olympic dream seemed all but dead. But tonight, it's very much alive.
The first part of the battle on ice is over, and Kerrigan looks like a winner. Tonight, students at UCLA and a billion other people around the world are watching the competition on television. Jim Hill begins our coverage live from Lillehammer. Jim?
Bree, thank you very much. Ever since that attack on Nancy Kerrigan a couple of months ago, there had been great anticipation as to how she would react and perform on the ice, as well as Tonya Harding. Well, that day finally came, and we were all ready for it. Call it Norway's version of the Super Bowl as figure skating fans packed the pubs.
Row number 1, look at it. Best seats in the house.
While others tried to make deal with ticket scalpers who demanded up to $400 a seat. This is what the world waited to witness. The crowd seemed to greet Tonya Harding with a tired applause. Now wearing a pink sequin outfit, the national champion looked nervous taking the ice, clasping her hands looking above as if to look for divine intervention. And 30 seconds into the routine, she tried a triple Lutz.
Step in between, only a 2/10 deduction there.
And it didn't get any better. Harding failed to get enough height on any required jump, and the judges made her pay for it.
4/8 from two of the judges. They must have taken more than 2/10 off for that triple Lutz.
Not the scores medals are made of. She left the ice coughing. All Tonya could do now was sit and wait for Nancy. Perhaps the applause was an indication of things to come. Graceful in her start, Kerrigan nailed that triple Lutz, and her confidence grew with every jump and stride, and the crowd was with her. She ended her performance flashing that marquee smile. In the crowd, Torrance's own Michelle Kwan and coach Frank Carroll. He says the 92 bronze medalist should hit gold in 94.
Well, I think it's a little difficult to be in first, approaching the free skating, but I think that she's very strong mentally right now. I think she's worked on that, and probably the incident in Detroit helped her to be stronger.
It's hard to explain, the feelings you get, and you can just really feel how excited everybody is for me, as well as what I feel, and just really proud of myself.
Jim tells us Nancy didn't mind speaking with reporters, but he says he couldn't say that about Tonya Harding. She won't talk unless she wins a medal. The odds are against her. She's in 10th place. Two other skaters to watch: world champion Oksana Baiul of Ukraine in 2nd place, and France's Surya Bonaly in 3rd. Jim will be back a little later with more Olympic highlights, including Bonnie Blair's gold rush.
In the meantime, for Nancy Kerrigan's hometown fans, it's been the best of times and the worst of times. Tonight, her family and friends gathered at the Kerrigan home to cheer Nancy on, and they were not disappointed. For now, at least, this long, emotional roller coaster ride is over.
Beautiful, just beautiful, beautiful. I mean, just beautiful to watch her. I'm glad she did it. I'm glad.
Relieved?
I'm very relieved. This is just the first step. We'll find out the rest on Friday, but sure is a good start.
As you might expect, the entire family plans to stay glued to their television sets for Friday night's grand finale. That's when Kerrigan performs her free skating routine, and then the medals are handed out.
The tale of two cities couldn't be more dramatic. While the Kerrigan fan club swells, Tonya Harding's star appears to be falling fast, but not with her hometown fans. Drew Griffin is standing by live near Portland, where Harding fans can best be described as sore losers tonight. Drew?
They are sore losers, Bree. Their hopes for gold have become cold and wet, just like the weather up here. Do they think that Tonya Harding skated poorly tonight? No. They think she was the victim of poor judging. They clapped at the finish, then were stunned when they saw the numbers. The Tonya Harding fan club tonight thinks their skater got burned.
I think the judges were looking for her the littlest mistake so that they could deduct her to the max.
I really don't think she deserves to be 10th. I think she's much, much better.
If you are a fan of Harding, you didn't even have to watch. They listened live on radio at the Clackamas Town Center rink. Yes, here too, they believe, Tonya was prejudged.
Because the judges, I think, are already against her in this event, so.
Now she's in 10th. Now their hopes for gold have tarnished. But to be in this fan club is to never say die.
Can she come back? Oh, yes.
Come on.
Oh, yes.
I believe in miracles. She's going to skate the program of her life.
Tonya Harding has just one day to put together that program of her life to pull off a miracle. Even her staunchest fans in this town, Bree, privately don't think she can do it.
It's a tough one. Tons of pressure. Thank you,
And
Drew.
they're still standing by her. And our
Harding and Nancy Kerrigan. But headline writers, never shy about rubbing it in, seem to be having a ball with it. Here's how they summed it up on the front page of the New York Daily News. Nancy skated a perfect Lutz, while Tonya was a total klutz. In a word, ouch.
Happy people in Norway this morning, and among them, Nancy Kerrigan's coaches. Evie and Mary Scottfold join us from the Northern Lights Hall in Hamar. Good morning, folks. How are you this morning?
Terrific.
Great.
Great.
Let's talk about last night. What was your feeling before Nancy took the ice? What was going through your minds? Evie, let me start with you.
Well, of course, there's the anticipation, but I felt really very confident. She's been terrific here for 2 weeks in the short program combination, hasn't missed it once. And I was just watching her to see if she had the confidence and was calm, and she certainly was, so I was very pleased with the way she looked before she skated.
Wow, it just, it was a breathtaking performance. What everyone is trying to figure out is how the three of you managed to withstand what had to be unbelievable pressure over the last month and a half.
That's true.
It has been a lot of pressure, and she has been so tough with it that we are so proud of her. And last night I was really choked to such emotion to watch how incredibly deliberately she skated, every move, every gesture. And she mentioned that...
We're looking at tape.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. We're looking at some tape, and although there's an announcer voice from one of the venues over you, we can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that she mentioned that she wished Mark Militano, who has choreographed this and wrote the music for it, that he could see her. And so I'm sure he'll be thrilled to know how well she did.
Did either of you have the feeling as she started the skate that the night, in fact, would be hers?
I felt that way. The reception was so warm, and it was just terrific. They kept trying to cheer every little moment they could for her, getting ready to announce her, then after they announced her. And I knew that Nancy looked really ready and just all business. And after that Lutz, I knew the night was hers, and it was going to be terrific. And the crowd was great.
What did you say to her, Evie, when she got off the ice?
Oh, I don't know. I was just so proud of her and told her how proud I was of her. I can't remember all my exact words. It was pretty emotional.
Yeah. Mary, do you remember what you said to her?
Oh, I just told her that she was absolutely magnificent and so proud of her. In the locker room before, I asked her how she felt, and she said, not nervous enough.
Not nervous
She
enough?
said, I'm not nervous enough. And so she ran out in the corridor to try to get herself a little more juiced up, because that's how well she's been skating here.
Wow. Well, Friday night is yet to come. I hesitate to say this, but folks are remembering a little bit of Prague from a year ago at the World Championships. Is she a different skater now? Is she a different person?
Totally. She has become so strong. She just has such a strong will right now. It's almost like it's on cruise for her. She just knows exactly what she has to do. She learned a lot from last year. She's developed such strength of character from the last 7-8 weeks from the incident in Detroit.
Yeah.
This is kind of a piece of cake compared to what she's been
what
through.
you've been through. Evie, Mary, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Good luck Friday night. Take care. We'll be back.
But not high enough to put her within reach of a medal. The standing room only crowd was polite, but no more than that. As Harding left the ice, she avoided reporters' questions.
Well, I was not informed of this.
Harding's scores put her behind Katarina Witt, and as other contenders skated, she fell further back. Surya Bonaly of France impressed the crowd and the judges with a lively athletic performance. 16-year-old Oksana Baiul of Ukraine skated a program based on Swan Lake and briefly held the night's top scores.
On the ice, representing the United States of America, Nancy Kerrigan.
But then it was Nancy Kerrigan's turn, and the crowd gave her the warmest welcome of the evening. From her first jump, she delivered near perfection. The skater, whose career seemed in jeopardy after she was assaulted in early January, performed with elegance and confidence. Tonya Harding watched it all from a skybox. Kerrigan was the clear winner of this showdown.
Nancy, what did you think of the reception you got out there? It was absolutely tremendous, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was wonderful. It's really exciting, and it's hard to explain all the feelings you get from that.
No, I just was so emotionally moved by how she skated tonight because I thought she was so deliberate with everything she did.
I'm so excited for Nancy. I'm so excited for her because she skated well all week long. She practiced really, really well, and she did it.
The judges agreed she did it, with scores that put her in the lead in the first night of this two-part competition.
When I'm on the ice, that's where my mind is and what I'm concentrating on, because I've been working for this for a real long time, and I'm here to do my best, and I just skated great, and I'm real happy.
And Harry, we'll try to keep you posted watching this training session here. We'll keep you posted on what has happened to Oksana and Tanya Shevchenko here. Harry?
Yeah, that is a huge story because Oksana Baiul is in second place right now, and Shevchenko is in fifth place. This really could have an outcome of, affect the outcome of what happens tomorrow night. John, thank you so much.
Finally tonight, leave it to the people at cable TV's Comedy Central to come up with a spoof of the whole Harding-Kerrigan incident.
You guys are Swan girl. Is she annoying or what? Why?
You knew that your penis was missing, is that correct? Correct.
This just in. Figures close to Tonya Harding have been implicated in the assault on rival skater Nancy Kerrigan. Film at 11.
How's bleeding?
Jeff?
What did you feel, sir?
Jeff?
I got really hurt.
When you make the comedy circuit, you have made it in one way or another. I don't think that's the way she wanted to make it.
Nothing sacred, you know.
How big of a distraction is it?
Well, I think it's a big distraction. There's enough media on any normal Olympic year, but with this, it's been quite a unique situation. And you know, maybe by now, after a month of this going on, they're a bit numb to it and you know, doing their best to ignore it, hopefully.
Probably not, though. There are some other medal contenders, though. Let's take a look at a couple and begin with Oksana Baiul, who's favored, actually, to win the gold medal by a lot of people. You like her?
Yes, I do. This is the only performance I've really seen of hers other than an exhibition, and I was very impressed with her maturity on the ice considering how young she is.
What does it take maturity to be in the Olympics? Is it a mental thing, or I mean, you've done your program so many times. What does it take to win a gold medal in the Olympics?
Well, I think
you got to be good, obviously.
Right, you got to be good. You have to be prepared and just mentally tough. Once you're out there, you have to know that you can go out there and do this. You've done it all through the year, and just believing in yourself, I think, is the number one thing.
The competition begins tomorrow night, of course, and what do you think the judges are looking for? Let's look at Surya Bonaly, because she's very athletic and physical on the ice, and does this work, you think, in 1994 for the judges?
Well, it's hard to say. You know, Surya definitely has probably the most ambitious long program of the ladies technically, and she's really worked on her style. So right now, being the European champion coming into these games, that looks really good for her.
How do you know what the judges want? Because we watched Torvill and Dean last night, and they, I thought, had a brilliant program.
Right.
And then they go ahead and they say, well, this jump was not right and this sort of thing. I mean, how do you know, or do you know what the judges want, or you just kind of take your chances?
Not really. You don't know who's going to be on your panel until you get to the competition. So this program you've been doing all year, you want to, I guess, use something that you think will cover a wide range of preferences out there, but you know, as long as you go out and skate strong and skate clean, then and don't give them any doubt who's the best, then you'll be fine.
Yeah. What about Katarina? How do you think she'll do? I mean,
you know, Katarina's been skating strong. I hear she's practicing very well, and she's here determined to do well. So I think it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I think she's admitted she really is not going for a medal. That the point is that she came back. Chen Lu, we have some videotape of too. I'd like you to look at her, and she's a young lady that has grown a lot in the last couple of years.
She has grown, probably 4 or 5 inches, I'd say.
What do you think of her abilities on the ice?
I think she's a very pretty skater. She uses the music really well, and even though she's grown, she's kept her strength, which is unusual. Usually you see them go down a bit. So I know a lot of people haven't been talking about her much. She is 2-time world bronze medalist, so you definitely can't count her out.
You've been touring and skating well, and people are enjoying you. How about a comeback for you in '98?
Oh, who knows?
Really?
4 years from now.
Would the door be open on that?
I think it would be more possible as a pair skater, really, than a single skater. I think, you know, all that happened in '92 was all that I wanted, and if I go back, it would probably be pairs.
What's the biggest thing that changed about your life after winning a gold medal? Last time I sat down with you, you had the gold medal around your neck.
Right, I remember that, right in Albertville. It's been busy. I thought after the gold medal I could coast a bit and just enjoy life, but I've been enjoying it definitely, but it's been on the road. A lot of traveling, a lot more performing, and just keeping busy, but I love it.
Yeah, well, you're still America's sweetheart, and everybody still carries those great memories from Albertville, and thank you for coming by. It's fun to see you.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
We come back here, we'll be joined by the managing editor of the CBS.
Skating did suffer. Despite a disappointing 5th place finish at the '93 Worlds, she never questioned her priorities.
Life comes first in my family, and I have feelings about skating, but you know, you have to worry about people.
And she means it. Nancy Kerrigan is an athlete who feels compelled to give back. Her biggest project, helping the Lions Club crusade against blindness.
Although blindness has affected my own family, until recently I had no idea how large a problem it is throughout the world.
Brenda, tell me about the Lions Club gathering in Minneapolis. What was that like for you?
Just amazing to see all these people, and you know, they're dealing with blind people, and they had her there, and she spoke. She did a great job too. Did a great job, and it was a different experience to see Nancy in front of a lot of people speaking rather than skating.
Physically, it will always be a struggle for Brenda Kerrigan to see Nancy. Emotionally, however, the vision she has of her daughter is no different from any other mother's.
Everybody's done the stories of you watching, you know, on the monitor when she's performing and stuff, but when it's over, when the performance is over and you hear the crowd, what is that like for you?
It's a funny feeling. It's like, wow, that's my kid. And you feel, I kind of feel, sometimes I think like I'm sharing her with too many people. And all of that is all mixed in with being very happy and very proud and very like, wow, listen, they love her as much as we do. Isn't this great?
And what an image that was last night.
Hello from the Hall of Northern Lights. I'm Jim Simpson along with Peter Carruthers. That is Ying Lu of the People's Republic of China. And this is one of the nights that everybody's been talking about around the world. The curtain goes up on one of the most controversial and talked about sports events in memory, and that is the women's figure skating competition. No more questions about Tonya Harding, about whether or not she should be on the team or whether she's involved in the attack on Nancy Kerrigan. She is here, she is skating tonight, as is Nancy. But this is Ying Lu, 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And Peter Carruthers, may I say again what we said all during the men's technical program, you don't win gold medals here, but you sure as heck can lose a gold medal here.
Well, that is very true, and there are 8 required elements within the program. And the first one for her will be the triple toe loop, double toe loop. There's the triple and a double toe loop right after it. No problem.
The odds makers are saying that Nancy Kerrigan and Tonya Harding should not be listed at the top, but rather the world champion, the bronze medalist, the European champion, all ranked ahead of Nancy Kerrigan and Tonya Harding.
That is true. Oksana Baiul, remember, defending world champion. She is skating very well with a lot of artistry in her skating, and Surya Bonaly is very strong and athletic. However, she has a very unorthodox style to her skating. And don't forget about Chen Lu of China.
As you look in live on TNT to the technical program of the ladies, the seats are not all filled, and yet the scalpers are asking $500 a seat for tonight, $1,200 for Friday night when they get into the free skate program. But you can be assured all of these seats are taken and will be taken before this night is over. Ying Lu of the People's Republic of China. Ying is but the second of 27 skaters to skate tonight.
Very hesitant going into this next jump, the double axel. She landed it, however, she looked very reluctant to take off into that jump.
Ying Lu, People's Republic of China. Liu Chen, also on the team, is one of the favorites here. Finished very high in the World Championships in Prague a year ago.
A lot of pressure on these skaters in the technical program because they do have required elements, but they must do within the time period of 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Here, the triple toe loop. 3 times around, very solid on the landing, and a double toe loop right after it. Not with the speed that the top skaters will have. Again, look at how, even though this is in slow motion, she's very reluctant to take off. But what's interesting about this jump is once she gets in the air, she's fine and has a good landing. However, she did not attack the jump.
Now awaiting her scores. There will be 2 scores. And as we said, Ying Lu is only the second of 27 skaters to go. Tonya Harding will be early on. Nancy Kerrigan is late because they're seated on the basis of their finish in the World Championships. Katarina Witt is in this first group also, trying for her 3rd gold medal. She won in Sarajevo, she won in Calgary. The required elements for Ying Lu will be good. 4.6 from the Czech Republic, 4.8 from Germany.
4,5, 4,6, 4,5.
That is her coach Lyoonjung Lee with her.
The marks for required elements: 4.5, 4.2, 4.6, 4.5, 4.5, 4.6, 4.5.
The ladies figure skating, not only the talk of the world, but here in Hamar, the only people not really wanting to talk about it are the skaters themselves. They want to talk about their own competition. You can see not good marks at all for Ying Lu, but nor were they expected. We'll have more live figure skating later tonight here on TNT, so stick with us. Thank you, Nick and Fred. And this on the ice is Lyudmila Ivanova of the Ukraine. She's a youngster at only 15. Well, that's not she. There's some of the folks who go out and pick up the flowers that are flown out there. And Katarina Witt has just performed and taken over the lead, even though her technical merit is not that great as compared to the skaters yet to come. So they're cleaning up, and now we'll get back to Lyudmila Ivanova from the Ukraine, only 15 years old. And in Copenhagen last month in the European Championship, she finished 15th. This is the Hall of Northern Lights, where it'll all happen tonight with Tonya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan and the rest.
And we have seen Katarina Witt skate a very solid performance. Again, getting back to the marks of this competition, the jumps are very important in the technical program. She completed her program without any mistakes. However, the jump combination that she chose was not as difficult as it could have been.
And the USA gave her a 4.9, the lowest, and you can see her mouth 4.9. Now Lyudmila Ivanova of the Ukraine, this 15-year-old charmer. In the technical program, 2 minutes and 40 seconds maximum.
Triple Lutz, double toe loop. On the difficulty scale, quite high. Oh, that was a disastrous mistake on the double axel. I'm sure we'll see later in the replay what went wrong with that.
And we all know that that just about takes her out of any possibility, not that she had one, to be a medalist, because when a fall like that in a technical program and you're just about through for the competition.
And we could see as much as a 0.6 of a point deduction for that mistake.
Well, when you realize Lyudmila's only 15 and Nagano's 4 years away, she'll still be a teenager when the next Winter Olympic rolls around.
A little shaky on this layback spin. Combination spin.
That is Lyudmila Ivanova, and I want to apologize to Lyudmila. I said that she's 15, and anybody knows your 16th birthday is a big deal. She had it just since the beginning of the Olympic Games, and the one that she's chasing in Ukraine and around the world, her name happens to be Oksana Baiul, who is the world champion and the odds-on favorite to win the gold medal here in Hamar. But another youngster out of the Ukraine, just turned 16. At the moment, Katarina Witt is the leader, but the favorites are yet to come.
And here, a difficult combination, a triple Lutz with a double toe loop right after it. Good jump combination, a little tilted in the air, but this is where the problem started. Look at, she never had her free leg come through. That is the foot that comes through that is off the ice and went off the back of her skate. Unfortunate. And then a little shaky on this layback spin too. Skaters want to establish a center. That is, the blade should not move from one spot on the ice once the spin is set.
And now awaiting her marks. In this technical program, one of the hottest tickets in sports for the year, Great Britain a 4.9, USA a 4.1, Great Britain a 4 even, and USA a 4.1. And Lyudmila Ivanova, who did not place in the World Championships and was not seeded in this tournament, will not have marks to advance her to any kind of medal contention whatsoever after the technical program of tonight.
Thank you.
And let's see, what is high here? 5.3 from Japan is the highest here. We'll have more live figure skating later on as our Olympic coverage continues here on TNT. Hello again from the Hall of Northern Lights in Hamar, Norway. Jim Simpson, Peter Carruthers, and Letitia Hubert, a 19-year-older from Versailles, France, is on the ice, 12th in the Winter Olympic Games, former world junior champion. But remember, to someone who crashed into Midori Ito in the warm-ups for a World Championship, and she nearly did it again tonight in the warm-ups here.
Yes, a near collision on the warm-up for this group of the competition. Now she'll get a lot of speed up for her jump combination. And that combination, a triple toe loop, very hot, sideways in the air, not good.
If you just joined us, Katarina Witt skated superbly, but with not a great deal of difficulty. Leads at the moment, but easily overtakeable by the top skaters to follow. Made no mistakes. Letitia Hubert, of course, has put herself out with that fall.
The double axel, no problem with that. Now the spiral step sequence, that is an arabesque position, must occur within this part of the program. Her double jump, a double flip. Now she'll end with a flying camel.
Letitia Hubert from Versailles, France. As we said, 12th in the Winter Olympic Games in her home country of France in Albertville 2 years ago. But had that fall, and in the technical program, that just about means that you have had it as far as any chance for a high finish in the first half dozen.
It's very interesting. This is the jump combination that Katarina did so well in the technical program. That is Katarina Witt, and look how off she is in the air. It is very important that the skater remains perpendicular to the ice throughout the jump. Here, the double axel. She got through this without any problem.
Now let us see the scores for Letitia Hubert. Remembering that Katarina Witt at the moment is the leader, but a lot of skaters yet to come. Letitia, by the way, is only the 6th of 27 that will skate here in the Hall of Northern Lights tonight. It is a young person's competition. Oksana Baiul, the world champion, is just 16. Surya Bonaly is in her teens, 19. 4.5s. Now, in the Katarina Witt, in which she did not fall at all, the USA gave Katarina a 4.9, and they give Letitia a 4.5 here for required elements.
The marks for required elements: 4.4, 4.3, 4.4, 4.4, 4.3. 4.5.
Letitia attends school down in Versailles, France.
4.5. Thank you.
Gilles Bayer is her coach sitting there. Presentation. Let's see. She gets a 5 from the USA and a 5.1 from Japan and Canada. There'll be more live figure skating later, but the USA-Finland hockey match is next with Jiggs McDonald and Joe Micheletti. Stay tuned. Thank you, Nick and Fred. We are back, and that is Irena Zamanova on the ice. Tonya Harding has just skated. Peter will tell you about it. We will tell you offhand that she had some difficulty with some landings. She's now in second place to Katarina Witt. with the world champion, European champion, and the rest still to come.
Yes.
This is Aryna Simonova on the ice now from the Czech Republic.
Well, Tonya Harding had a lot of trouble with her triple Lutz double toe combination, a very tough landing. She stepped forward, not good, and then a two-footed landing on the double flip. So a very average performance for her. But now, more problems for other skaters. Aryna falls on a double Lutz. And a single axel. That was supposed to be a double.
Simonova is the 9th of the 27 skaters to go, and the reason why Tonya Harding was so high in Simonova because they did not place well or skate in the World Championships, and that's how you get ranked. Tonya will do well with her marks to be in the top 6, may not even be that high at the end of the evening, depending on who falls and who doesn't. A lot of talent in this field tonight. Was another one of the youngsters here, just 16.
A layback spin. Required element in the technical program. Aryna lacks speed in her skating. That is comparatively to the top skaters. She is not skating very fast.
Skating to the music of Adolph Adams' Giselle. Another word here about Tonya Harding. The crowd, how did they react? They were very appreciative throughout her entire performance, quiet. There was no kind of music that would start the usual clapping that you get from a figure skating crowd. And at the end, she got quite an ovation. A lot of cheering. She went off, kissed one of the flower girls, said thank you very much, sat down and watched her marks come up, which have her second to Katarina Witt.
Well, as I said, Tonya Harding's performance was very average. It wasn't a great performance for her. She did not really attack the combination jump that she needed to do this. And looking at this, this is a double Lutz that was really off in the air. A technique problem on the takeoff. And now the double axel that was only a single. The arms have to come in very tight, and the legs must come together in order to rotate for a double axel.
Aryna Simonova with her coach, Marta Havlova. She lives in Zlín in the Czech Republic. Still to come later this evening, Oksana Baiul, the world champion, Surya Bonaly, who is the European champion, Liu Chen, who's done so well, and Dark Horse, who's not dark, she's such a pretty thing that she lights up the place when she comes in, José Chouinard of Canada, and is considered one of the folks here. And we're not forgetting Tonya Harding's teammate Nancy Kerrigan, who will be the next to the last skater on the ice tonight in this technical program. And for some reason, Peter, they're having a little difficulty getting Simonova's marks up here. Normally, this happens on the first skater, not this far down into the competition.
Yes, and while there is a little time to talk, I think we have to look back at Katarina Witt's performance. She skated so well. She did not do a very difficult combination, but what she did do, she did very well with a lot of confidence and authority in her skating.
As I said at the time to you, she's truly a queen of the ice. Looks beautiful, carried herself, not one little glitch in her performance. Here we go, required elements, and they're quite low, as you can see. Great Britain a 3.8 as well as a Poland, and the USA and China marking her well down with 3.5s. But you saw the big fall of Zhamanova, and you know the big deductions you get for that in the technical program.
That's true.
4-0, 4-2, 3-5, 3-5, 3-6.
But again, another one of those young teenagers who are here and that you always seemingly see in the first couple of groups of any competition as deep as this. Much better Poland, a 4.8 as well as Germany, and Ukraine gave her a 4.9 for her presentation. So there's a future out there for young Aryna Zhamanova of the Czech Republic.
4-8, 5-1, 4-9, 4-4, 4-5, 4-6.
The crowd here, Peter, just seems to be waiting for something to happen. It didn't quite happen with Tanya. She didn't skate that well, nor did she fall down. And there's been no real drama here yet tonight. Here's Rena Inoue of Japan. And when we speak of Japan, what about Yuka Sato? She could be a big threat for a medal here tonight. But this is not Yuka Sato. This is her teammate, Rena Inoue. And this is her first Olympic Games and her first major international competition. Had some trouble with this program in practice earlier today.
And her jump combination, the triple Lutz, and she fell down on that. This is the same combination that Tonya Harding attempted and stepped out of the triple Lutz landing on and had to do the double toe loop after the step out. Double axel, no problem.
For those of you who may not be aware, this technical program places you, if you're good, in a situation where on Friday night in the free skate, with a good skate and winning, you could win a medal. Rena Inoue skating by the American flag, and the American flag has not been raised once thus far in figure skating competition here in Hamar, Norway. Not a single medal thus far.
Her step sequence. The judges require that step sequences are done in the technical program to develop footwork in skating.
From Hyogo, Japan, Rena Inoue. 17 years old, representing her country.
The pressure on the ladies in this competition, this part of the competition, great because they are pushing themselves as far as they can with the jump combination. That is the jump where we see them take off and immediately try another jump right after that. And this is it. This is the triple Lutz. 3 times around, and you can see right here the left foot never comes out for the landing. You have to be completely committed. However, she gets up and attempts the double toe loop after it. However, a deduction for the fall. And then she does a nice double axel here for herself. Not a great stretch on the landing, but completed.
The evening is young. There's a lot to come. And when you're talking odds makers, which they do here in Hamar, as they do in London, where the odds are set, Tonya Harding is way down the list. Nancy Kerrigan is the third choice behind Oksana Baiul, the world champion from the Ukraine, and Surya Bonaly of France. So all of the talk about Tonya and Nancy.
And it's interesting because the United States judge has put Tonya Harding ahead of Katarina Witt.
Here, Lorena Inouye, 4-7 from the USA and from the Czech Republic and from Germany on the required elements.
4-3, 4-4, 4-7, 4-6, 4-2, 4-7, 4-4,
And we await the presentation
4-7. Thank you.
marks, and they're coming up right now. 4-9 from Poland, 5-1 from the Ukraine, Czechoslovakia. USA gave the highest mark of 5-2. More figure skating later on, but remember that Finland-USA hockey game coming up again as we continue with Jiggs McDonald and Joe Micheletti. Thank you, Fred. They've just gone wild here. The American contingent especially. A tremendous performance by Nancy Kerrigan. You're looking now at Lenka Kulovina of the Czech Republic. But Nancy Kerrigan has taken the lead with a flawless performance. Peter Carruthers will tell you that in a moment. We'll just say right now, Lenka Kulovina of the Czech Republic is the last skater on ice, so Nancy Kerrigan will leave the Hall of Northern Lights, leading the world champion, Baiul, and Bonaly, the European champion, who are in second and third.
And Jim, Nancy Kerrigan turned in the performance of her life in the technical program. Every single element was textbook perfect. The triple Lutz double toe loop that has plagued all of the ladies tonight, Nancy landed so well.
And for those who were not with us, we will tell you that Tonya Harding did not have a good performance at all, and at the moment is in 10th place.
And to add to that, Katarina Witt of Germany is in 6th place.
Amazing Grace, being skated to by Kulovina, was finished as high as 5th in the European Championships in her international career.
Double axel, no problem.
Lenka Kulovina, who had one of the toughest acts in the Olympic Games to follow, Nancy Kerrigan's priceless and perfect performance that has put her at the top of the standings. And now everybody must await not only the scores of Kulovina, which wind up tonight's technical program, but look ahead to Friday.
For Nancy Kerrigan, it could not have been better. Having to skate after Oksana Baiul with one slight mistake that she had, that is a touchdown on the triple Lutz. Nancy came out and had a fantastic triple Lutz double toe loop combination, making sure that the judges knew that her combination was clean without any mistakes. And here the spiral sequence. The double axel, good for her. As you said, Jim Simpson, a very tough act to follow. A very nice performance.
There is very little room at the top, and whoever does so well in the free skate on Friday night probably will walk out of here with a gold medal. It could be Nancy Kerrigan. It will not be Tonya Harding. The scalpers, it is said, around Hamar, Norway, are getting up to $1,200 for Friday night's performance. And believe me, if someone sees this on television here in Hamar, that scalper's price may go up, because Nancy Kerrigan was superb. And remember, the world champion Baiul is right behind her, and 2 spots behind her is Bonaly of France. Now for the final skate of the evening, Golovina, 4-7 from the Czech Republic, 4-7 from Canada. The crowd in a festive mood wants better for her.
The audience still so stunned from Nancy Kerrigan's performance of perfection. These marks not anywhere near those.
And now for the final marks of the evening, for the final skate of the evening, Lenka Golovina of the Czech Republic. 4-9 a low, 5-5 a high. Jim Simpson, Peter Carruthers. That's it for this evening from the Hall of Northern Lights. Let's go back to Atlanta and Fred Hickman.
Jim, Peter, thank you very much. Golovina following Kerrigan is like trying to follow Sinatra. She was flawless, and she stands first after the women's short program. The long program coming up Friday, of course, 2/3 of the score. Oksana Baiul, the world champion, is running second right now. Surya Bonaly, the European champion, is in 3rd place. Lu Chen of China is in 4th. Katarina Witt of Germany is in 6th place. And, of course, Tonya Harding, who had a very flawed program, is currently in 10th place. All right, now we're going to go back.
Our own Scott Hamilton, and he is a star. Hello, Scott. How are you?
Hi, Dave. How you doing?
Nice to see you. Hey,
oh,
listen.
Pat, I'm sorry. They said I was doing late night tonight. I apologize.
Well, we take that apology, and we'll stick it in our back pocket. Let's talk about stepping up for a minute, because that's what Nancy Kerrigan did tonight.
Oh, it was incredible. She skated so well tonight. At the end of the competition, when the pressure is the greatest, she came out and she skated as well as she's been skating since she arrived. She did a beautiful technical program.
You think this is the best you've ever seen her then, Scott?
This is the most control I've ever seen her in. She's been skating beautifully every day. She did a full run through of her technical program. This opening move set the pace for the rest of the routine. This triple Lutz double toe loop, absolutely perfectly done. And right after she hit that, I think everybody in the building knew that she was going to win the technical program.
Yeah. And you talk about stepping up, and I think the other word, too, is focus. I mean, after all, obviously, all that's gone on, to actually focus and do this well.
Well, I think there's been so much media around this. Every single practice has been packed with, reporters and television cameras and everything else. And you can see how excited her parents were. It was really a great night here. But to be able to turn all that around and be able to just focus in and hit in a do-or-die competition, which is what the technical program is. Any mistakes and you lose points, and any lost points can really take you out of the medal. So she needed to perform well tonight, and she did, and it was really a lot of fun to call it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch it, and you did a good job. What was it like in there? Was it were you nervous? Was it tense? Could you feel it in there?
Well, I can always tell when I'm a little nervous around an event, because I can feel my temples pushing the headset away from my ears. And it was just rocking in here. Everybody was going crazy. The whole building was standing up, and I think the adrenaline caught her a little bit in the warm-up, because the crowd went nuts when they announced her name on the ice, and there was a big smile on her face. And then she went for a double axel, and it was about, I'd say, probably 6 or 8 inches higher than it normally is, and she almost killed herself on the landing, but she composed herself after that and skated beautifully.
She's #1 going into the free skate on Friday, but she hasn't won anything yet. Who can beat her? Who's up there on top? Let's talk about Oksana Baiul, huh?
Oksana Baiul is just incredible. Beautiful artistic skater. She's just flawless in the way that she presents herself. Her only mistake tonight was she two-footed the triple Lutz in the combination. That cost her 0.2 of a point, and there was still, 2 judges that went her way. So it's going to be a very close competition in the long, provided that she can withstand the pressure of Nancy Kerrigan skating directly before her. In 3rd place, Surya Bonaly skated as well as I've ever seen her skate tonight, and you can see just the perfection of artistry in Oksana Baiul here. It's going to be a very exciting ladies final. Chen Lu in 4th place. She's still not out of it, so there's a lot of quality skating yet to happen in the free program.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I get the feeling just by watching them that they're all of them, not just Tanya and Nancy, are kind of happy that this day has come and gone and it's over with and now they move on.
Well, this is the day that can, it's not going to win you a gold medal, but it certainly can lose you one. And any mistakes, any failures, and you're just completely blown out. And I think that you're happy to get the technical program behind you. Now the free program, you don't get deducted at anything. It's just what you accomplish, and these skaters are very good technically and very good artistically. It's a strong field, and it's going to be a great competition.
This is an awesome Olympics, isn't it?
So far, so good. We've been having a blast here. It's been a lot of unexpected results. Who would have figured that Alexei Urmanov would win the men over Elvis Stoico with a good performance? So it's been a lot of fun to watch, and it's been a lot of fun to call, and I'm thankful I don't have to call the ice dancing. Get out of that one.
What'll happen Friday night, quickly, Scott?
I think that Nancy's been skating very well. I think she'll take this confidence she got from the technical program and take it through her long program. I think she'll skate very well, but Oksana Baiul is not out of it yet. If she can skate well as well, she might just upset Nancy Kerrigan, but she's been struggling a little bit this year, so look for Nancy Kerrigan to win the gold.
Look for Nancy to win the gold. Thank you, Scott, for stopping by. It's good to see you out of that tuxedo for a change.
Isn't this great? A shameless plug for the tour when we get back to the States, and I want my late night hat, okay?
You've got it, and we have no problem with shameless plugs either. We'll see you.
March 5th, Madison Square Garden.
See you on Friday, Scotty.
Thanks.